I guess that's what I get for trying to be fancy, right? I think that's what I think that's what I get for trying to be fancy. So salute everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming back for, I guess this is part 2 of the joint. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good mornings. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank y'all for being patient with me as I learn how to use technology and all that stuff. I know it's a monster. Technology is a monster, but I thank everybody for bearing with me as I kind of work my way through it. Trying to make a better product for everybody and everything, man. It's just one of those things. So shout out to everybody watching us on X. So yeah, shout out to everybody watching us on X and on Twitch. Yeah, so this is the Knicks versus Pacers game 2 recap. Yeah, part 2, quiet money in the building. Part 2, yeah, man. I'm learning, bro. I'm trying to learn this stuff. Nobody's teaching me, or I don't have a teacher, man. I'm trying to kind of grind my way through it. So I apologize if things feel clunky, but I'm trying to learn on the job, so to speak. So there will be a Knicks morning drive. I just wanted to jump in, get in here and test out some stuff. Just wanted to test out some stuff. So the Knicks game 2 recap. Let me do this. All right. So I have the box score up. I'm going to speak to the box score briefly, but I want to also talk about a few things. So again, I apologize if it's an inconvenience, everybody. I'm learning on the job with some of this tech. I'm not savvy like the other channels that have a bunch of stuff going on, but do kind of know when it comes to sports though. I do kind of feel like I'm informed. So the Knicks beat the Pacers 130-121 last night in a game that I felt like at times was too close for comfort. The Pacers are a good team and a classy franchise. I just don't think that this is their year. I personally think they're about a year ahead of schedule. Tyrese Halliburton came out aggressive last night. He took 19 shots, scored 34 points. Man, he knocked down 7 threes against us. TJ McConnell was looking to get into his bag last night also. TJ McConnell had 12 assists last night. The young guy with the mustache, Ben Shepherd, he looks like a really, really, really good young player. A really good young player. The guy Nimhard, he played good last night. Again, Miles Turner disappeared. I think we kind of knew that was going to happen. I kind of knew that was going to happen, so to speak. Let me add my brand in here. Let me do Bem. Add that, and then add. Oh, some of these I can delete, so I'll delete that, and then add that. So Indiana came out and did their thing. The one thing I've learned in this Indiana series, and y'all probably saw this also. But Indiana does not have a balanced attack. It is your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, so to speak. And it didn't lead to good offense. At times they got buckets, but there wasn't a flow of a game for them. There wasn't really a flow to the game for Indiana. That's why you saw them in spurts. They could score effectively, and then at times they could not. Right? And it wasn't a personnel issue, or it was not a lack of talent issue, because their all-star point guard had 6 assists or 9 assists in that game, and their backup point guard had 12 assists in that game. So they were setting guys up, and guys were getting looks and things of that sort. The only thing is they don't have continuity when it comes to that, to offense. Obi Toppin was impressive last night. Obi Toppin had 20 points and 3 rebounds. Obi knocked down 2 3-pointers. And quite frankly, I think Obi Toppin is working on getting a contract from somebody somewhere. I think somebody's going to give Obi Toppin that prove it contract. Like, yo, Obi, come play for us. We'll give you 4 years, 80 million if you can keep doing what you did in the playoffs. Somebody's going to give Obi Toppin that John Collins contract. But in terms of the Knicks, though, in terms of what the Knicks did, last night what the Knicks provided was nothing short of amazing. Last night what the Knicks did was nothing short of amazing, right? The best player goes out for half a quarter and the lead just goes away. And then the second best player leaves the game. I think Obi, I'm sorry, not Obi, but OG played maybe a quarter and a half. OG played a quarter and a half. And got us 28, 29 points. Let me see. 28 points, I think. I think OG Anunoby got us, 28 points on 19 shots, was 4-7 for 3, had 4 crucial rebounds, 3 assists, a block, had 0 turnovers. We really played last night. We really hooped last night. Last night's secret star of the game, Ralph Lewis is in the building. Salute. Last night's secret star of the game was Isaiah Hartenstein. Hartenstein came through last night. Hartenstein came through last night, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Hartenstein grabbed, I'm looking for the stat, but I think he finished the game with 12 rebounds, and I think he grabbed 9 rebounds in the second half. I think that man grabbed 9 rebounds in the second half. DSJ is in the building. DSJ says, salute again to everyone. Hartenstein grabbed 9 boards in the second half. And honestly, Indiana was only in the game. Indiana was only in the game because they were on the boards. Once the Knicks got on the boards, Indiana couldn't compete with us. Just keeping it a stack. They couldn't even compete with us. There were so many things in last night's game. I probably should have wrote stuff down. I didn't. So I'm gonna try to depend on Total Recall. Boulevard 73 is in the building. Hey, Bully, Bully, in case y'all trying to call me, bro, I'm changing phone carriers. So in case y'all like try to call me or text me or something, I'm changing phone carriers. I think the stuff should be coming in either today or tomorrow. So if you call me and you get the it ain't because I'm broke, bro. It's because I'm changing carriers. I'm leaving Verizon because Verizon is charging me out of the eyeballs. My Verizon bill is so high, bro. I can't afford to keep Verizon no more. So I'm changing phone carriers. I did it online, so I should be getting the FedEx stuff sometime today or tomorrow, something like that. So if you hit me up, and you get the operator, it's not because you know what I'm saying I left the country. You know what I'm saying? Or it ain't because I left the country. It's because you know what I'm saying I'm doing the switch over. I didn't do it in the store, basically, is what I'm saying. I did it online. Wave space in the building. Mr. Rocket, what's happening? Yeah, man. Bully said he been with T-Mobile for 30 years. Bro, I've been with Verizon since they were Alltel. No, since they were Singular. Yeah, I remember Singular Wireless. So I've been with so I've been with them since they were Singular Wireless. Anybody remember them? So I think it was like Singular Wireless and Alltel merged or something crazy. So I've been with them since about 98. Back when you could go pay your bill in Radio Shack. Yeah, man. Wow. Quiet Money said he been with T-Mobile since they were Voice Stream. Wow. Dang, bro. Salute. 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 Yeah, T-Mobile. Yeah, yeah. I heard T-Mobile was dope. I never tried them. I've never, ever, 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 ever had anything T-Mobile, right? But in terms of last night, there were a lot of things I want to mention. So for one, I think Indiana is overmatched. None other back again. None other says this is Manchild. Manchild is in the building. Manchild is in the building. Okay. Yo, we was gonna ready to send out an APB for you, bro. We was gonna put out an APB. Like, yo, where Manchild at? So there are a lot of things, and Top Notch T is basically hitting it on the head where I was about to go, right? I wanted to read y'all comments first and see what everybody was thinking before I put my stuff out there. But maybe I'll start at the top. Maybe I'll start at the top. Maybe I'll start at the top and just say, you know what? This may be the best team the Knicks have had since 99, 2000. This may be the best Knicks team the Knicks have had since the year 2000. Right? This indeed may be the best team we had since 2000. We execute well. The team plays together. Plenty of clutch moments. Plenty of intrigue. Plenty of everything. Everything you want to see from a team, this team has it. Everything you want to see in your favorite team, this team has it. Right? The rebounding, shot blocking, hustle, steals, big moments, resilience. This team has it. This team has it. One thing about this team is no matter the one thing that this team provides, I'm just going to keep it a stack. I was trying to find a fancy way to say it. I was trying to articulate it, but I'm just going to keep it a stack. This team always provides hope, right? Even when we were down and Deuce McBride was getting cooked by TJ McConnell, and he was getting cooked by TJ McConnell, right? Even when Deuce was getting cooked by TJ McConnell, we were like, yeah, we'll let them do their thing, but we'll get them in the fourth quarter. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When Brunson didn't come back at the 8-minute mark, we started getting nervous. We were like, hey, wait a minute. He usually come back at 8 minutes in the second quarter. And he didn't. And then you saw those extended deuce minutes. And you were like, you know what? Something's not right. Where's Brunson? Where's Brunson? Where's Brunson? I remember asking on Playback TV last night, and Playback TV is gonna be the wave for us, y'all. That's gonna be the wave for us, because if you're watching the game and you do like watch alongs too, Playback TV is the wave, right? Playback to TV is the wave for us. It may not be the wave for everybody, but for us, Playback TV is the wave. Knicks will be 2024 NBA champs is in the building. Top Notch T is in here. Top Notch T says if they get healthy and win a title next year, this will be the best team we ever had, I think. Quiet Money says, I know everyone is living in the moment, but what I've noticed is that the loss of Randall is taking a physical toll on the players, and it doesn't make me feel confident about us moving forward. I want to speak to that. I was gonna try to save that a little bit for later. I was gonna kick that can down the road a little bit, right? But you know what? Since you brought it up, I guess we could talk about it. The thing is, not just with a Randall injury, but injuries in general. This is what you're going to get, right? Because if you noticed, when OG Anunoby had to overexert himself, he got injured, right? When Brunson went out and OG had to be the franchise player, OG Anunoby got hurt. Right? And I know Brunson came back and they played together for a short spell, but Brunson is still hurt. Brunson could not drive to the basket. That's why he launched a few of those threes, because he couldn't get by his man. Brunson is hurt right now. OG Anunoby is hurt right now. Isaiah Hartenstein is hurt right now, but those two are gutting through it, and we don't know with OG Anunoby yet. We haven't had an update. But Brunson is hurt right now, and you can tell. Hartenstein is icing those Achilles every time he goes to the bench. They bring over those 2 big bags of ice. They wrap it around his Achilles. That's why you never see. You think about it. When have you ever seen Hartenstein go right to the bench and then jump right back up and come back into the game? It don't happen. Tibbs has to legit let Hartenstein rest in the game. Right? There is no, hey, man, just come over here and get 30 seconds. Nah. Now with Hartenstein. Not with Hartenstein. And so, to Quiet Money's point, the injuries are taking a toll on the team, but for the Knicks to be 6-2 in the playoffs, despite all of that, that lets you know right then. That lets you know right now. I'm sorry. That lets you know right now that this team is for real. This franchise is for real. Y'all, the New York Knicks are for real. one of the things that we didn't celebrate or talk about, and I'm gonna get back to the injuries, but I wanna lay out a foundation. It's the reason why I was trying to take my time and let y'all comment and read y'all comments and do this thing one thing at a time, because I don't want to bury the lead, right? So despite all the stuff, right? Despite Rick Carlisle crying like a chick, yo, I felt like I was watching a romantic comedy when Rick Carlisle was at the press conference. He was like, he pushed Halliburton in the back, and he knew Halliburton's back was hurt, trying to make it seem like the Knicks are dirty. Bro, it's the playoffs, Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle, you more than anybody should know that this is playoff basketball. Playoff basketball is gonna be physical. You're not gonna get every call. Rick Carlisle, you up there looking Rick Carlisle up there looking like Hugh Grant. Hey, Miss Mocha, that's his name, right? That English dude that be looking all goofy in the face. That English dude that be looking all goofy in the face, that be spilling the drinks on the girls. The the romantic comedy. Yeah, I'm gonna just say Hugh Grant because it sounds right. Oh, I didn't mean to drink. I'm sorry. My apartment is across the street. Yeah, man. Rick Carlisle was up there looking like a romantic comedy, bro. If anybody knows the physicality of the NBA playoffs, it's Rick Carlisle. We shouldn't have to play Sheena Easton for them to get fired up. They're already slapping, bro. Look, man. Look, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I got a picture. I have a picture of something. I'm gonna show it to you. I want to share this. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it with y'all, right? Where is it? I'm gonna share it with y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Tell me if we cried about this, and tell me, bro, Rick Carlisle, Rick Carlisle. How are you gonna complain? How are you gonna complain when Tyrese Halliburton is on video trying to undress Jalen Brunson after an injury? Yeah, look, hey, Knicks fans, look, hey, my people, I'm showing y'all proof. This is not Photoshop, that's real. Josh Hart has the ball dribbling. Jalen Brunson is only trying to go to the ball. Jalen Brunson is just trying to go get the basketball, right? And Tyrese Halliburton is trying to undress Jalen Brunson in front of 20,000 people. And this is after the injury. And they have been doing it all game. We were on playback TV pointing it out all game that our players are quicker and have more energy than the Pacers, right? Our players are quicker, more determined, playing with more energy and force than the Pacers, right? And these guys are grabbing us, holding us, trying to slow us down. It's all game. all game. The Miles Turner dunk. Soul Fingers in the building. Salute. The Miles Turner dunk. They were grabbing Hartenstein at the shorts, bro. Y'all remember the Miles Turner dunk, and TNT was like, "Oh, what a monstrous dunk by Miles Turner." Man, Hartenstein would have threw that mess in a second row if they didn't grab him and was holding his shorts. Come on, bro. What are we even talking about out here when NBA coaches are crying about refereeing because they don't get their way? They were grabbing Hartenstein so Hartenstein couldn't contest Miles Turner at the rim. And then TNT was like, "Oh my God, it's the greatest dunk I ever saw in my life." Come on, bro. Miles Turner is 6'11". He caught the ball on a smaller defender and dunked it. I mean, come on, man. They act like they were pretending like that man flew in from Sea Caucus or something. Indiana, y'all can't be Indiana. You can't complain. This is just playoff basketball. Did Josh Hart push that man in the back? Absolutely. We saw it. Did Josh Hart try to hurt that man? No. Come on, man. Now they acting like we're the Miami Heat or something now, all of a sudden. Rivera is in the building. Rivera said, "Is there a worse commentator crew than Van Gundy and Reggie Miller?" I don't even know why Reggie Miller got it. Well, I'm not going to try to talk about that man pocket or whatever. But the fact that they flew him in so he can call the game in New York lets you know what they were concerned about. Chop Low in the building. The Knicks just play with more energy, more force, more passion than the Pacers, and they can't keep up with that energy even though they're deeper. And that is merely an extension of the head coach. Virtuosos in the building. The Knicks are on a mission, and the Pacers are a year ahead of schedule. And this is what it sounds like when doves cry. We're ready. They're not. They're complaining that the game is moving too fast and all of that stuff. And they're a fast-paced team, but they are a fast-paced finesse team, and the Knicks are a half-court physical team, and they're complaining about physicality in the playoffs. When we know physicality ramps up in the playoffs. That's what teams do when they lose. Their starting center over 2 games has 9 rebounds over 2 games. Their starting center is averaging 4.5 rebounds a game, and they're complaining about the short-handed small team being more physical. They should be ashamed of themselves. They out here like Josh Hart is 6'4", 215. Josh Hart is pushing around Obi Toppin, Pascal Siakam, Isaiah Jackson, and Miles Turner. All those dudes is 6'10", 6'9". We legit are out here. If I were an Indiana fan, I would be so embarrassed right now. Not because I'm down 2-0 to the Knicks to a higher seed. Now, I wouldn't be embarrassed about that. But I would be embarrassed on how we're handling being pushed around by a smaller team. At one point, and we pointed this out on Playback TV, right? At one point, they had Obi Toppin at the 3, Pascal Siakam at the 4, and Zeke Jackson at the 5. We were pushing them around so much last night that they played Obi at the 3. Soulfinger says, they the NBA forgotten what physical play is. Yeah. The Pacers crying and the Nuggets damn show crying. Knicks and Wolves putting wood on them and they don't like it. Nah, it's the playoffs, baby. It's called playoff basketball for a reason. If you don't want to be here, go home. It's the playoffs, man. If you don't want to be here, go home. And you know what? And if you don't want to go home, that's not our business. You can go to Cancun. There are plenty of NBA teams in Cancun right now that wish they were in the playoffs. Indiana. Never thought I'd see the day when the Indiana Pacers franchise, I never thought I'd see the day when Rick Carlisle would get ejected from a game. Where are we as an organization or a league? Where are we as a league when everybody knows how the playoffs are going to be officiated, and before we can even start, people start crying? See, complaining is one thing. If you're complaining, listen. I get it. Sometimes things don't go your way, and you're like, nah, man, they ain't gonna do us like that or whatever. But generally, in those cases, teams match your energy. You ever heard a head coach say, yeah, they came out with energy, man, we have to match their energy? You ever heard an NBA coach say that? Indiana knew they had to match our energy, so they started trying to take our clothes off. The Hartenstein one was so egregious to me. I was mad, but I couldn't. I was mad, but I couldn't be mad. If you understand what I'm saying. I was frustrated, but I couldn't be frustrated. If you know what I mean. It's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. You have to match energy. You have to be aggressive. You have to be physical. The playoffs are for the toughest of the tough. You have to earn it in the playoffs. But Indiana, instead of matching that energy, they decided to do this. All over the floor. This was all over the floor. And I'm not gonna lie to you. If I said they did this, y'all would have been like, yeah, that's playoff basketball. But when you see they did this, you're like, okay, all right, nah, this is crazy. Tyrese Halliburton, if your back is hurting, why you grabbing Jalen Brunson like that? If Tyrese Halliburton was so hurt, why does he have this on tape? Yo,
What's happening, Freeze?
good morning.
Morning, bro. You know, I'm on the clock being bad Andy. Well, actually, yeah, being bad Andy to slide in now before my day really get busy. You know, I told you my day start hella early. Um, but
Yeah,
you
me
know,
too, bro. 4:45, bro.
yeah, man, yeah. Look, I'm up here. Look, it's 4:45, so it's what 8:11 your way. It's 5 in the morning. I'm already on getting it.
Yeah, man.
Um, But hey, I was laughing. So I was laughing at Rick Carlisle. And the whole time he was crying, whining, I thought about that. Did you play it yet? Did you show everybody that little pudgy person you like to throw on people? The little bald head guy with the little cheeks?
Talking about the young person.
Yeah, the little guy. You throw it
Young
out there
person.
yet?
Yeah. Oh, you want me to play the official audio from Rick Carlisle press conference?
Man, yeah, show that one.
Okay.
Show that one, Freak.
So this is everybody. This is the official audio from Rick Carlisle press
Yeah, pay
conference.
attention now. Yeah.
Coach Carlisle. So what did you think about the ending to the game? Hey, Coach Tibbs. Coach Tibbs, what do you think about Rick Carlisle's press conference?
Yeah, that's just how it went. You
Yeah.
know, and I want somebody to say, "Oh, the Knicks were crying." No, man. You know, if you look at what happened with our situation, you know, they were talking about the last 2 minutes. Hey, Tibbs hit him with the. I don't care about the last 2 minutes. Let's talk about the whole 48.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, and he didn't cry about it. He kept it pushing.
Yeah.
You know, be the. Yeah, say what you want to say about Tibbs. Tibbs don't go there and cry, but he has legit. When he says something, it's been legit.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we lost Mitch on account of a lot of dirty play, but you talking about that's not physical what they were doing. That was dirty.
The
They
Brunson injury, he got punched in the groin.
groin. That's what I said, man. I was in there. Wait a minute, man. He got Kung Fu Kenny and the Family Jewels.
Yes. What are we even talking about, bro? So for the play, Jalen Brunson gets injured, bro. The dude legit is punching at wieners, bro.
Yeah, man, look, I guess they went to the Diddy School of Defense.
The Diddy School of Defense, bro.
You know that right there. You crying about that? Oh, wait a minute. And then what also kills me is Barkley is in his feelings. I mean, he's mad in his feelings. He's like listening to him talking about Knicks fans, how bad he want to see us get, Knicks get blown out, so the fans or whatever. Because
Yeah,
well, don't get mad because Philly went down and you picked Philly and all that. Don't get mad at don't be mad out here because of KP Big Perk called him out because you don't
yeah,
watch basketball. You don't know what the team can do. This
yeah,
is nothing new. The team's been doing this all season with injury. Next man up,
yeah, yeah,
next man up. So you don't want to give Brunson his. I mean, whatever way they give him his props and they give him a backhand compliment on it. It's a backhand compliment for the
right,
man of his size to do what he's doing. And granted, because really, would he get 40 tonight? No, yeah, he won't get 40 tonight because he got Kung Fu Kenny in the nuts and in his foot.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, but look at the rate he was going. If you average out, when I don't do all that, I don't like to do all the analytics and averaging stuff out. However, I can do that. You look at it. Bronson at the pace he was going would have cracked 50. You know
yeah,
that really freeze. He could have cracked 50 last night if he would have played
yeah.
the rest of the first and his part
We
his,
could
his
have
part of the
scored.
second.
The Knicks could have scored 150 on them.
Man, we could have ran them off. We were about to run them off the court. We were about to
Yes.
run them off the court, man. You know, and it's just funny. It is amazing to me when I mean, it's amazing. It's just it's sad that they can't stand to see the Knicks come back. But you know what? One thing about the Knicks Nation, we don't care about their respect. You don't have to give it. You don't have to give the respect. You take it. Because
Right.
all the other teams, they give it to them and they want to put them up on pedestals. You don't know what real physicality and real defense is. You know what you want to do?
Right. Right.
Watch a Knicks game, then you see what real defense is, physicality. Look, and granted, that this is a Knicks channel, but you got to look at the Timberwolves, how they dismantled the champions. Why? What they doing? Playing defense, playing physical.
They playing defense, bro.
And I mean, come on, man. I don't see them. You want to cry about? I mean, if national media talk about the push, that little push in the physical in the playoff game, and they're talking about Jamal what's the lips throwing heating pads and towels on
Murray.
the
Yeah.
yeah John Murray throwing stuff on the floor during the game. Come on, man. And then I'm gonna tell you now, the ref shouldn't. The ref only reason the ref Carlisle jumped up and had that fit like he did so he can get ejected so he can hurry up and get up out of there. I was a ref. I would have
Yeah.
kept my cool. I'm gonna make you suffer.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna make you suffer. I want you to feel this.
Hey, so this morning the Pacers filed a complaint for over 78 calls. They talking about 78
78,
calls.
man, that's
Come on,
excessive.
bro.
Come on,
Come
bro.
on,
This is
bro.
this is the playoffs. So just like we talk about football, so we're going to play touch football now. They're gonna have on full gear with flags. They're
Yeah.
playing flag football, touch football. Man, come on, man, get out of here.
Get out of here, bro.
You crying about that, but you showing where they grabbing everybody, and you can't tell me what's the kid that was guarding Brunson. He was man. I swear he had his arm around him like he trying to holler at him or something.
I,
Yeah,
I
he
thought I
kept
thought
grabbing
I
him.
thought they was gonna play some Freddie Jack. Hold me in your arms forever.
Man,
That's what I thought it was gonna go. I thought it was gonna be some
man,
Freddie Jackson and not Roberta Melba Moore. I thought it
Melvin
was
Moore.
Freddie
Yeah,
Jackson and
man,
Melba Moore out there.
man.
Yeah,
He
man.
had his arm around him. He kept putting his arm around him like he trying to pull some R. Kelly, talking about, "Hey, Mister DJ."
Yeah, man. It was crazy, bro.
And every time, I mean, come on, bro. It's just it's wild. This is the wildest. This is funny to me, man. It's funny. You crying because you got, and then you know what make it so bad, Ron? I mean, Free, because I had talked to Ron. That's why I said I was about to say that. Shout
Yeah,
out to our man, Ron Cleveland, man.
yeah,
He
man.
said something last night, and it made him one. Tibbs outcoached him at his own game,
Yeah, yeah.
and he's mad. You mad because you got outcoached by Tibbs at your
Right.
own game.
At his own game. At his own
Yeah,
game.
yeah. You got You got outcoached.
Right.
That is
And
funny.
yeah, man. Jay Boogie in the building. Jay Boogie says, good morning. Shout out to the Knicks family. Blessings, health, and happiness. Big ups to the panel, my brothers. Josh has played 10 straight quarters. Not human at all. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Make sure y'all be on the lookout for Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie got some heat. He dropping here shortly, man. Make sure y'all check out some Jay Boogie.
Telling you, often imitated, never duplicated. The one and only, the heart and soul of Knicks Nation, our man Jay Boogie.
Right.
Man,
Right.
you know, it just I just been laughing the whole time, you know. And you know how Carlisle was up there crying and then and going on. We see you already showed his presser and Tibbs was sleeping like a baby.
Yeah, man.
Actually, you know what? I don't even think Tibbs even went to sleep. He probably went right back to his office, start breaking down film.
Breaking down film.
It's just funny, man. But you know, I'm gonna tell you somebody I felt bad for when I saw a camera shot of him, and that's Julius. You saw that he looked like he was in pain because he wanted to be out there, man.
Yeah.
You know, you remember when you were a little kid and you got locked down on punishment, all your friends out there playing, and all they can do was look out the window.
Yeah.
That's how Julius was sitting there looking, man. I felt bad for Julius, man. 'Cause
Like everybody outside playing and he's sick. Yeah.
he's sick. I
Yeah.
can't go outside and play with my friends.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and man, but and then shout out to our heart repping Mitch.
Yeah.
With rocking the Mitch T-shirt out there. He went out there and he put it. Hey, our heart put it down. But like you said yesterday, I came in, lobbed that grenade and threw up claymores and stuff and ran out the back door.
Yeah. You just told everybody off. Like you just told everybody off.
Hey,
Yo, that was wild, bro.
hey.
Like told everybody off, like talking to us like Pappy. Yeah.
I'm just saying. But my question is, everybody get with it before they get going. Everybody, my question is, did we win or did we lose? Because I had when I asked that question, it was like silence. I don't know if I stunned everybody with a question it was a simple question, and I'm gonna do it again today. Did we win or did we lose?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, did Tibbs make the adjustments he needed to make?
Yeah.
Let Tibbs do his thing and let this team. And you know what? This team got. And somebody said it last night, yesterday on the show. Is about you got 2 players and the team got a lot of that heart.
Yeah.
This team got a lot of heart, man. They got a lot of heart.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
I'm loving this. I love what I'm saying. This fight, these cats coming in, hooking and jabbing. Um,
Yeah.
when you say they can't, they say, "Watch this. Hold my beer. I'm gonna show you what I can."
Yeah.
Yet,
Yeah, man.
let the naysayers say what they're gonna do, man.
Yeah.
This is funny.
So the question that keeps people. I've been asked this question like 40. I've been asked this question like 40 times since last night when OG went out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the question is, can the Knicks win without OG Anunoby? Right. So here is my question to that question. Win what? Are you asking me, can the Knicks beat the Pacers without OG Anunoby? Yes.
Yes,
Are you
emphatically.
asking me, can the Knicks beat the Celtics without OG Anunoby? I don't think so. Right? Because the thing is, it's not even in a heart, determination, skill, strategy thing at that point. It's a you just don't have enough bodies.
You don't have enough bodies in matchup
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
OG is he's kryptonite to Brooklyn. I mean, I'm sorry, Boston. Damn, I told you it's early in the morning, so bear with me. But OG shuts down. You
Can't
can put
forget,
him on
man.
Jason. You can put him
Early
on
in the
Jason.
morning. Yeah.
Man, you can put him on Tatum or Brown. Pick one. And the thing is they don't want to see him anyway.
Right.
You know, he get up in them like a wedgie.
Right. Right.
You know,
Wedgie Jackson. Yeah.
I'm telling you, hey, try to hit them with the Diddy. Take that, take that, take that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the other thing too is, can the Knicks win without OG Anunoby? My other question is, if OG is out, is Jalen Brunson also out? Because Brunson is hurt right now too. He was just able to gut it out, right? The adrenaline, but you already know the day after is
Oh,
like,
bruh. You know he on that plane right now, like, oh, good Lord, Jesus, mercy, help me, Lord
yep,
Jesus.
yep,
Sweet
yep,
baby Jesus in a tuxedo. Help me.
yeah, man. It's like some of us that if you ever been in a car accident, and I hope y'all have not, right? I hope y'all have not. But it's like if you've ever been in a car accident, things happen so fast, like the adrenaline is going. They're like, "Man, you all right? You all right? Man, you all right?" You're like, "Yeah, man, I'm all right." They go to the hospital. You go to the hospital. They check you out, do all that stuff. But that next day, when you be laying in the bed,
And everything hurt. And you like, wait a minute, well, I'm hurting back here. Yeah.
ooh, wait. Like, and no lie, I got. So I'll tell this story real quick. I fought a guy that was when I was boxing. I fought a guy in Texas, and he looked like a man Willie D from the Ghetto Boys. That's who he looked like, right? He's like about 6'4", and he's just like a tough looking dude. He looked like the Ghetto Boys, right? Man, that dude beat me up one side of the ring and down the other side, but I won because I pointed him up. You know how the rules to the game is,
Mm-hmm.
just score. Man, that next day it felt like I had sunburn from the top of my head to the bottom of my. You ever had carpet burn?
Oh yeah.
It felt like I had carpet burn over 100% of my body, bro.
Oh, bro, that's horrible right there.
Yeah,
That's
man.
horrible. Eh, wow.
Bro, I use about 6 bottles of cocoa. You remember cocoa butter?
Oh man, yeah.
Bro, I use like 6 bottles of cocoa butter on. Bro,
That's man. Look, that's like a staple in a lot of black folk household. Come here,
yeah,
man. Put this
man.
to the cocoa butter on you. You go out there glistening, smelling like I smell, and now you got all the insects and bees want to follow you around.
Yeah,
Salute,
man.
guys.
Ooh, hey, what's good, boss?
What's going on
And so,
there?
so my thing is with Jalen Brunson. The reason why I brought that up is because I'm sure he gutted out and played through that game because we needed it. But right about now, about 12 or so, approximately 12 or so hours later, I bet that man body is sore.
hmm Well, just like you play football. You know what I'm saying? You have one of those real when you playing against one of those hard hitting teams, or
Yeah,
or you on the line. They got a running back, or that runs like he running for his life or whatever, and he stomps through the hole and all that. And you've been getting you hitting him, and he running into you. After the game, you be all you win, you had a good game. The next morning, you're like, oh God, Jesus, what happened?
bro, I had a bruise. I had a bruise like right below my armpit, bro. I was like, well, how you get a bruise below your armpit?
Man.
Well, in either case, 2 down, 2 to go, and then we're being shipped out to Boston.
Yeah, yeah. And we spoke about that about 20 minutes ago. We were like just talking about how regardless of how everything looks, the Knicks are 2 games away from the Eastern Conference Finals.
hmm
First one in what 25 years
Yeah, it
or
seems like
thereabout.
something like that. But like
yeah,
I said, I mean, if I said, please, I told you, I call, I like to say, what everybody's saying, want to get the sweep, want to get, do the gentleman sweep. I said Knicks and six. I counted in, I'm counting in like the little weird things like we just had with the injuries to both OG and JB. Um, Trying to figure. I mean, the Mitch thing did not see coming. No one said that was. I figured it'd be a little something, maybe fall asleep at the wheel or the zebra step in on something, you know. But it hadn't been that way. But now we got these injuries. But that's something we've been fighting all season. So
right,
um, we just have to see who's gonna how what magic he gonna work. He gonna do Felix the Cat and pull out something magical out of his bag
right.
and go from there. Because I'm gonna tell you, OG was man. Shout out to OG. JB went down. OG said, "I got it. Hop on my back."
Yeah,
And you had and they were amazed. We never seen OG go in his back. He never played like this in Toronto, and he never this and he did that. Blah blah blah. Look, man, different strokes for different folks, as to say. No Diddy, but
yeah,
look.
And
OG's
and he,
shut up.
but the thing is, he did play like this in Toronto, right?
They just didn't use
Because
him.
if he didn't, why would teams be looking to pay so much for him?
Mm-hmm.
That's like that people use like these narratives, bro. Sometimes you got to think about you remember that saying, it all comes down to the money,
Mm-hmm.
right, bro? If OG Anunoby wasn't worth all this stuff, then bro, he had to be doing this stuff, bro, because if he wasn't, then why would people be offering so much stuff for him? The Houston Rockets, I think Houston or Memphis, somebody
It
offered
was Jay Houston. Houston was about to give up
everything, bro.
yeah, they were about to give up Green, Jalen Green
Yeah,
for
yeah,
OG.
bro. You don't have a high worth. Your worth is not elevated if you're not providing something.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know the other thing too, Ron, Freeze, is when you're talking about OG, they only talked about him defensively.
Yeah,
And they never gave him his props offensively. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Before he had got injured in high school, they were saying his physically, athletically, he was on point. They were saying he's just as athletic and fast as LeBron.
yeah,
They were
he was
comparing him to
LeBron.
that. But
Yeah,
you know, and he wanted to leave Toronto because he wanted a bigger role.
yeah,
Well,
And
damn.
he's more or less gotten it.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
You right about that on that, Mets. I mean, he came out there, he put the team on his back, and he was going to. I mean, the way he scored, it wasn't him shooting threes.
yeah.
Yeah, salute.
Thanks.
The way he was scoring, taking it to the rack. You know, and you want to talk about fouls? How many times did he get hacked and beat up going to the rack that they didn't call?
Right.
But did you hear Tibbs crying about that?
No.
No, but you hear Carlisle crying about? Yes. I mean,
Oh, Mets, you didn't see the press conference? Did you see Freeze's press? He showed clips of the press conference. Did you see that?
Yeah, I have a clip from the Rick
He
Carlisle
showed.
press
Watch this, Mets. He
conference.
gonna show you. Show
Here
him,
it
please,
is.
so you
Here
can
it is
take a
right
look.
here.
Get
This
your
is
opinion on
live,
this.
or this is recorded from the
Recorded.
Indiana press conference.
We need.
So Coach Carlisle, what do you think about the fourth quarter? Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
you should have asked him what he thought
Yeah,
about
man.
the
So finger that's bro. Some of this the OG and the Nobi thing, some of that OG and the Nobi stuff, bro, that people point out, man. You know, it's people don't. You don't have value if you don't produce, right?
Exactly.
Right. If OG wasn't that, we could have just kept Kevin Knox,
Those are facts right there.
right? I mean, right. We had been looking
That-
for a small forward for years.
mhm.
We traded for Cam Reddish.
And
Yeah.
then look how that worked out.
You know,
Right.
that was a bad trade. He should have never. You know, I was hoping maybe it'll work out because that's what we need. He got to fit, but he didn't. He didn't fit Tibbs. You know, and that's me like he didn't fit the way Tibbs wanted to play. He wasn't a Tibbs type player. You know, it's like,
I mean, what was the logic in that move anyway? Because I couldn't find any.
Yeah.
trying to. Man, look, only thing I think of. I mean, not that it matters. You know, looking for somebody that when RJ was on the team, they were trying to figure out, well, we get the Duke guys together. Maybe we could get something those two to come together. It wasn't about getting Zion. I just think they were trying to get something out of RJ.
Yeah.
And the way it went, you know, maybe he gets somebody comfortable with him a running mate. It just didn't work. You know, hey, it is what it is. Cam is in LA doing whatever, or he in LA by way of Cancun or whatever he's doing. Hey,
Wherever he
peace
at.
be with you.
True.
But right now, man, OG just like I said, people. And I know there was cats before talking about what paying OG and we can't do this and why should we do this. Now you see why we did what we did to get OG. And I'm gonna tell you, last night was just a scratch. He just maybe a little scratch of the surface what OG is gonna really bring to this team.
Yeah.
You imagine this team fully healthy?
Hey, man.
It'll probably be not for another 5 months at minimum. But whatever.
I mean, you know, but health. If this team can play like this with injuries and overcome, man, that's scary to think about this team healthy, fully healthy.
Right. Yeah.
You know, this is right now. This has been a special season. I mean, bro, when have you seen? I mean, Knicks of all you got Knicks of all almost every generation coming out there. You know, one of the best scenes, best shots I've seen was the first game with Marbury sitting right next to Clyde. That one right there was, you seeing, Larry Johnson, Tim Thomas out up there, Spreewell, you know,
Ewing,
you
Stark.
win Starks. Look, Starks, man, I think they're gonna have to chain him down like he's about to run out on the floor. You know,
Yeah.
way they playing out here, and shout out to Rick Bronson. You
Yeah.
know, telling Jalen shut up and play. He got the guy. He told him just shut up and play.
Yeah.
See, yeah,
Next,
hey,
well, all I know is next game Friday, Indiana, gonna be a hell house to step into.
well, more the words of Jim Ross. Was it Jim? Yeah, Jim Ross. It's gonna be a slobber knocker.
Yeah.
Not to pick up.
Yeah. But the thing about it is the Knicks like knocking slobbers. The Pacers don't.
Oh man, yeah.
The Pa-
Still,
Pacers are not. This is not the life that they built for, bro.
but
No, they're
still,
not built for this. They're not built for this.
Don't you know?
Okay.
injuries or not, tomorrow night Knicks need to go in there, stomp a mud hole, and pace his ass, and walk it dry.
All right.
No, I agree with you on that. However, they just got to be ready to look for more because I got to feel we're gonna see some. Well, when you got a kid that tries to hang out with other group of kids that don't fit in.
Mm-hmm.
They try to be hard when they're not. You
Yep.
know, they're not hard like that. They're not built for that kind of life. They're not built for that action because Rick Carlisle just let the world know that they softer than baby doo doo. I'm gonna be nice and not use colorful adjective freeze, but they softer than that, man. That was the sorriest thing I seen a coach do, man.
But and you know what? But these teams though that are built like this, we say it all the time. Like this style of play does not translate to the playoffs.
No, it don't. It don't.
That's why they are out here crying.
You got to get to the point. I mean, playoffs becomes physical. I don't know what part of that they forgot. And correct me if I'm wrong, Free. Didn't Rick Carlisle play for Boston
And the
I think
Knicks,
he did.
and the Knicks? Yeah, yeah,
70s and 80s.
yeah, yeah.
80s.
And
Yeah.
wasn't these flagrant fouls were regular fouls back then,
Yeah.
right?
Yo, at one time I think we had Carlisle and Scott Brooks.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's the other kid? Not no, Carlisle played for the Carlisle played for the Celtics. He didn't play for the Knicks. He
I thought he did a stop. I know he played for the Celtics because he was with them won the championship.
Billy Donovan is who I was thinking about.
Okay.
The Bulls coach.
Actually, we did
played
have him in 87 and 88.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
my
man.
thing. You crying, but you played in the '80s. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I was sitting there listening to this, and I'm like, this man is literally somebody get that man his whoopee and his binky.
Yeah. Yeah. So
You
yeah.
got the looking like an anorexic Gerber baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I find myself the deeper we get into the playoffs, the more people are crying about the officials. And Adam Silver used to have this thing under control, but I think recently this thing has gotten out of control, bro.
Well,
This is
because
where you wish David Stern was still alive.
Especially when Jamal Murray threw the heating pad at the floor.
that right there, yeah, he
Come
shouldn't
on,
even
bro.
be. That's suspension right there, bro.
Yeah.
But this is the refs or the league was looking at this, and you notice they're starting to, what they were called throughout the season. You know, they holding on to the whistle. They're not blowing it as much. And also now and I think there's been a lot of scrutiny anyway because because let's be honest, this wasn't the best season when it came to officiating. Nowhere the way you looked at it.
Yeah,
And now
but officiating has never been great though, Sophie.
no, it never has. This has been, I mean, there's been a lot of questionable things. And I think after, our run with Philly and seeing all the stuff that Embiid got away with,
Right.
and it's, national media is all on it. I think they call and say, hey man, you're gonna have to ease up on these, you want to let some stuff roll or whatever,
Yep.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I honestly, my opinion, and not to be a contrarian, but I felt like officiating this season was way better than it was. Bro, you remember us in Miami last year?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was horrible,
Come
man.
on, bro.
Man, Bam was getting away with murder, the things he was
Yes.
doing. He was taking people out, caught Julius, took out IQ. I'm like, bruh, he coming in there. Hey, he looked like one of the third member of the Bushwhackers,
Yeah.
or better yet, as they were called, the New Zealand sheep herders.
Yeah.
Not that either half of the gimmick really carried over well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Just keeping it a stack, bro. You know, last year, Bam Adebayo diving on Emmanuel Quickly's ankle in the open floor
Man, yeah,
was a cheap shot,
very
right? Bam elbowing Randall in the eye
in the
socket
eye.
under the
Yeah,
rim
Cheap shot.
was a cheap shot, right? And then for it not to be called a flagrant, how do you not call the man is in the air at the rim? You elbow him in the face, he collapsed to the floor, get up with a donut around his eye like Little Rascals, and you call it a regular foul. And then in game six, when Jalen Brunson shot the three and Gabe Vincent you remember Gabe Vincent elbowed him
elbowed him.
intentionally across the nose, mouth, whatever, he in the face, basically, on a 3-point shot, and you didn't eject him from the game? You just called it a flagrant? That man was in the air and you elbowed him in the face. And they didn't eject him. And we lost that game, by the way, too.
Mm-hmm. I remember that one. Boy, do I remember that.
So Rick Carlisle out here talking about such and such, push such and such in the back. Come on, man.
Screw you, Carlisle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's comical, man. It's comical. 78 missed calls. They're gonna submit a video on 78 missed calls.
Yeah. He's
But
snitching.
yeah. But see, if it would have been the other way around, he wouldn't be sitting up there crying about whatever. So if you would have won with the 78 missed calls, you ain't gonna be up there crying, right?
Right.
Man, get out of here, man. Playoffs basketball is a whole different whole different animal, man. The game becomes physical. The refs don't give you those same little ticky tack fouls. That's what they used to rolling with, these ticky tack fouls,
It's
man.
playoff basketball, bro. But okay. So before Cowboy Bob come in, I think Cowboy Bob said he'll be here in about 10 minutes, right? Is there a way? Do you guys feel like there's a way for the Knicks to get healthy before the end of this series? Is there a way for us to get healthy?
Realistically, Freeze, I'm gonna keep, like you said, keeping the stack. Nope. Just gonna have to play through it because you don't have enough time in between. Maybe get a little better, but we're talking about in between games is what, once every 2 days. Before you used to have that third day, you had a little extra, but now it's tighter.
Yeah.
The turnaround is too fast.
Agreed.
So right now, what they have to do is going to be It's all push through it. Best you push through it best. I mean, do what they've been doing all season, being warriors, man. Go out here and fight through it. Because everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt. It's just that our injuries are more glaring than a lot of other teams.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And my thing is, I think the only out is sweep Indiana and hope
that's the only way
that Cleveland wins a couple of games against Boston.
Man,
and
right now the way they
won,
but they won't. Way Cleveland looked against them, man, we still had a better chance running through hell and gasoline draws.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, when you looked at that whole Cleveland-Orlando series, the key factor was home court advantage across the board. This series, that's probably not going to be the case between them and Boston. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The option is for someone to make actual sensu beans and pop them to the team.
Well, yeah, man, you better call Mr. Popo. So
I'm not calling that though.
Yeah. And so, but the thing is, with us understanding that Jalen Brunson's hurt, Hartenstein's hurt, and OG Anunoby may be the most severely hurt out of the three.
Yeah, because you're talking about hamstrings. Hamstrings are real.
Yeah,
those things.
That might be all summer, bro. You don't know.
Man, yeah.
Yeah. It may be all summer. Now, will OG Anunoby wrap it up really tight and put that compression on it and try to play? Probably.
They won't be playing tomorrow night.
But I would, and this is something to think about. You may want to have to, you may have to sit him a game. You have to sit him this next game and go without OG. That's gonna make things tougher, regardless. But I would rather try to give him a little extra rest and definitely live the next man up. Hey, next cat, be ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hamstrings are one thing, man. Hamstrings is something, man. That is no joke.
Nah, bro.
That's why, and I was worried about, I told you I had been worried about our heart and his Achilles, this Achilles soreness, because I'm dealing with that now. I'm recovering from a torn Achilles right now, and I'm not on that level like that nowhere, I'm all right for a cat that's on the other side, that's going up the top of the hill and all, but still, Achilles no joke. You get to Dominique Wilkins, no man.
Nah, man, that's But my thing is,
it's,
it depends on what it depends on what your big picture is.
Yeah, and I just looking at it real quick. Hey, shout out to Top Notch T. I agree with what he said in the chat. He was saying sit both OG and Bronson next game so they can rest. Might be the best. You may want to take one of those, take a L just to sacrifice the battle to win the war. So he's like, oh, player. Hey, sometimes it may want to do that. It's not bad strat. I mean, people have done that before.
Right.
I'm just hoping that the Bronson injury is not as bad as we think. But like I said, adrenaline is a monster, boy. It gets you through some stuff.
It'll get you through some things, yeah. I think we may not have a choice, bro.
You talking about as sitting both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we may have to, Freeze. Seriously, that's much as you don't want to say it.
But the thing is, but you offered that part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So how do you make what's left work? Because I know you're not just saying give up.
No, I ain't just saying give up. You're gonna go out there and fight. They gonna fight regardless. Sound like
something Mets would say, just go out there and give up.
Hey.
No, I ain't
That's
saying
why
go
I'm
give
asking
up.
what the alternative is.
I mean, you're gonna have to sit those two, and then the other cats got to come on. As I said, next man up, we can go out here and fight. You know what what was the Dan Campbell, the Lions head coach, talking about? Hey, we're gonna go out here and we're gonna fight. We're gonna go out here and we're gonna bite. You knock us down, we'll get up. We're gonna take a kneecap. You knock us back down, we're gonna take our ankle. You knock us back down. Hey, that's just what they gotta have. That it may sound crazy, but if you understand what he was saying,
So
um,
what do you do strategically though?
At this point, you may need to bring Sims in along with Burks, as much as I hate doing that option. And then, if all else fails, I hate to admit this, Jacob Toppin or Shake Milton. I know Tibbs would not want that. He would probably not do that. But the point is, if you're going to sit both Anunoby, you have to sit for at least the next game for that hamstring to get better. Maybe long, at minimum. Brunson, that's a 50-50 if Tibbs is going to sit him. Know what I mean?
Right.
If he does, then he's left with no choice but to use guys like Sims, Toppin, and Milton off the bench just to fill that 8-man quota. He can't risk hamstringing himself with 6 or 7 again.
Yeah, he's gonna have to go he's gonna have to go deep into the nether regions of the bench. I would definitely I would put in Shake. I would tap Shake before I tap Jacob Toppin. That's for sure because of Shake. At least Shake has been around. May not be much of a scorer, but he is a guard. He was effective in Philly. Hopefully he's been around long enough. And I would go, and like you said, Sims, hey, bro, you're going to have to get it together. You need to own this. You need to own that.
Yeah.
You got to get in here because the whole thing is, this is, like I said, it's next man up. You got to go out here and fight. And other cats, and bro, just for one game, Burks, can you turn into fourth quarter Jordan again, just for one game? The guy we had, just can you get it together? Because I'm gonna tell you what was a real big injury, and nobody's really talking about it as much, is losing Bogey. Bogey hurt. Losing Bogey hurt more than people because he was getting into a rhythm.
Yeah.
That really.
And
hurt.
remember, y'all, Burks is still hurt too now.
Oh, his shoulder
issue. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. So we did, like I said, we've been dealing with injuries the whole season, and it's just really funny how they the media would like to talk about these other teams. Oh, he's hurt. What was up, Bob? Oh, he's hurt. He's got a hangnail.
Right.
Good morning, guys.
Good mornings. Good mornings. You got your coffee?
Yep, I'm ready.
You got Colombian coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Or you got Starbucks American coffee?
Nah. I got the Senor Rojo out here, the red
Senor, Mr. Red. I bet you that thing is strong.
Hell yeah, it's like it's like a espresso, pretty much.
Okay.
Bob over there like, yeah, I'm in Colombia. I get this kind of coffee. Y'all go over here and do the yuppie thing. Put your little beanies on and leave me alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Roll them up and eat your little scones with your little coffee.
Nah, no scones.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
But I'll just say this. I'll just say this about the whole situation what we got going injury wise. This team has the team is a reflection of the coach. And if you notice, this team fights. So regardless who you put in, it may not be as skilled as that starter. I still have faith that they're gonna go in there and they're gonna pull a Method Man and bring the pain.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I really do. That's what That's what I think. Not being a. And he's like, well, you being a homer. Well, I'm a Knicks fan. What else would you expect? I'm realistic about it, but I do believe this team can really go in there and still give the Pacers. Because I'm gonna tell you the other thing is the way we won last night. Bronson doing the Willis Reed. and actually coming in and dropping points on their head like he did, that does something to it. That does stuff to a team psychologically, bro.
Yeah.
That messed them up. They were cruising. They were like, oh, Brunson's hurt. We got this. Then he came. They saw Brunson come out on the floor. They were shook.
Yeah.
Man, they were shook. They crapped their pants. Had all kinds of peanut butter in the drawers.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. What I would do in that game 3, where if Brunson is limited and OG is limited, I'm starting Deuce.
No, yeah, I'm start Deuce without a doubt.
I'm gonna start Deuce McBride, right? That's my starting point guard, right? And I'm gonna add Alec Burks to the Deuce spot, right? So I'm gonna look to play Deuce about 47 minutes. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? Deuce, when Deuce gets regular minutes, Deuce is more of an impact player. Like if you play Deuce 40 something minutes, I think Deuce can get you about 20 points, about 4 assists, but lockdown defense.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm starting Deuce, and I'm bringing Burks off the bench. Burks is going to be my scoring off the bench. Now, here's the shocker for everybody. Right. I'm going to play Jacob Toppin.
Really?
Right. I'm really going to play Jacob Toppin because his style of play fits the team that we're playing against. A hustle, energy guy that doesn't necessarily have skill, but you don't want him to go out there slicing and dicing and all that stuff. All you want from Jacob Toppin is an energy wing that can get you some minutes here or there, right? You ain't want Jacob Toppin to do nothing. Rebound the ball when it comes to you, play defense, get out of the way of the scorers, maintain continuity and things of that sort. And I'm only mentioning this scenario in the thing where y'all said sit Brunson and OG, right? When y'all mentioned the scenario of sitting Brunson and OG, I'm only answering that portion.
Yeah.
This is not me formulating a strategy based off of what I saw, just in line with the conversation, right?
Yeah. No.
You got to at least try to match their intensity, so to speak. Even if Jacob Toppin gives you what Ben Shepherd gives the Pacers.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this: Would you use pull Shake off? Would you dust off Shake?
Yes.
Because I was in the line of using Shake and Shake
that thing is.
Hey, look, it's early in the morning.
Do it, Rebecca. Woman, get busy.
Shake, Sims, and Burks, and somewhere around in there, they all get on the floor. But Deuce, without a doubt, is starting. I would definitely have Deuce in that starting lineup.
Yep. Because the thing is, if you said Brunson and OG Anunoby, what do you have to lose? The game? You were gonna probably lose the game anyway.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna lose the game anyway. So why not just try something? You know what I'm saying? Try something there. You never know what you can get. Maybe Burks gets into a rhythm. You don't know. Probably not. But at least you don't endanger hurting your other guys, Hartenstein and Hart and DiVincenzo, by overextending them. Right? The last thing you want to do is sit Brunson and OG due to injury, and then Josh Hart, Hartenstein, or DiVincenzo gets hurt for trying to overcome such and such and such and such and such. Ivory 10 is in the building. Salute. Jerry Fitch was good. Son from Brooklyn is in the building. Oh, here we go. Ivory 10. Metz, you see his comment? He says only a matter of time before guys get hurt playing minutes like this.
To be fair, can't blame him for saying that.
Well, that hamstring injury, that's
It's
just a
never
fluke.
it's never gonna be enough, is it? It's just you guys will never let that go, knowing that we are injury prone and he has to play the best option out there. First off, I'm only going to the bench for Sims to put him at the 4. I'm not. I'm only. I'm gonna do Hartenstein, and I'm not gonna really use Precious as a big guy to go down low and be a center because he doesn't play well when he has to be physical with another
Who
center.
is that? Who is that? You're saying?
Precious Achua. If
Okay.
he's on a guy
Uh,
like if they switch out, like if it's Miles is on, if Miles is there, I'm putting Hartenstein. Miles ain't there, and they put another big down there, then I'll use Precious. But for the most part, I want to keep Precious at the 4 position. Playing Sims is risky, but somehow, some way, you need to get rest for
no,
our win.
I gotta agree with you on that, Bob, with on that about using Precious at the 4 because I mean, granted, we already and Freezer brought this up, really pointed out Sims isn't a center. They just kept him in that
Exactly.
position, but I would use him at the center more so than Precious because Precious is more valuable at the 4.
Yep. So therefore, I'm already at a mismatch. So that being said, I'll also use Deuce because Deuce really was the one holding it down when the second quarter when Brunson went down. And I know a lot of you guys were saying I was crazy
Wait,
for
wait, wait,
saying.
wait. We were talking about the bigs, though, Cowboy. About the bigs
Okay,
rotation.
so when we get so I'll get to that later. So with the bigs, so if you look at it that way, now you could deal with the rotation as it being different because Precious is better at the 4 with rebounding and better with the scoring. So you can use Josh Hart at the small forward position and then switch him out at the shooting guard position when need be. I know you guys don't like the idea of that because of all these minutes, but you already know that this is going to work with Josh Hart being that flexible. Use it that way in the right way to help out the bigs because Sims' problem is going to be when Miles is down there, he's going to have to deal with a lot of footwork, and Miles Turner is just going to be in there dunking, and he's going to get his space and his opportunity, maybe even get to the free throw line. So, best way I would use it is pressure set the 4, rest Hartenstein when they take out Miles Turner. Then I use pressure set the 5. I mean, Sims at the 5. Sorry, that's for the bigs. Because OG and also OG's injury, from what I heard, it's just basically over time. So you guys can
Mm-hmm.
tell he's played a lot of minutes the last few games, but he's been effective and maybe he asked for it. So the fact that he got injured, it's a part of the game, and
Yeah,
he
it's
should
part
just
of the
rest
game.
up. I agree. I agree. He should rest up. But I know, like I said, it's crazy how we're dealing with injuries, especially with Brunson. But
But we've been dealing with injuries all season. You know what I'm
that's what
saying?
I keep saying. So I don't know why everyone's like, oh, we need to rest guys. We rest guys and then we lose the game. We rest guys and then now we're in a deeper hole than we were before. I'm not sitting here saying play everyone to the max, but you did see that Brunson needed a quarter of rest to where he came back, got his legs under him, and his half court game was really good. And you saw him play a lot better coming out of the full court. And even you said it when we was watching it. He was just playing on one side, going from side to side as opposed to playing the whole court. But when you saw he went out, the offense was different. Our transition defense was different, but then the adjustments we made, it still helped us out. But anyway, let's just stick on the big. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So okay. So for the chat. Listen, man. We gotta understand that you're gonna have to substitute somebody,
Somebody,
right?
yeah.
You're not gonna play 5 people 48 minutes.
Yeah, I see
Right?
some of the
I
stuff in
saw
the
somebody
chat,
comment in
Freeze.
the chat like, "Yo, such and such ain't gonna play because, bro, you gotta relax, bro." In a
Yeah,
scenario where you have OG out, Brunson out,
Brunson out. Then
Randall
who
out,
out? Yeah,
Mitch out,
Mitch out.
Mm-hmm.
Bogey out.
Bogey out. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
5 right there. So who
You
who?
talking about you 5 guys are gonna play 48 minutes? Man, get the
This is not high school
yeah,
ball.
bro.
We can
Y'all
do
need,
that,
hey,
man.
make sure y'all gotta warm that coffee up, bro. Y'all gotta warm that coffee up. Get that coffee back hot, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'll say that. I want to. I see a lot of the stuff when I'm working away, and I see some of the stuff people put in the chat, and I was like, all right, you disagree with a lot of stuff they're saying, but what is the I was like, well, I'm gonna ask Sherwin because Sherwin's always been opinionated and everything, and always got a lot of
Sherwin's our guy
pushback
though.
on it.
Sherwin,
And
Sherwin,
whatever. And
that's
quickly
our,
say,
yeah, that's our guy.
so Sherwin, who would you do if you had to sit? Or let's Sherwin, what would you do if you got to bring in if Brunson and OG got to sit? Who would bring it in? You want to bring
He
Rick
said he
Rick,
would
Rick
play. He
Brunson
would
in?
play Sims and Precious. Yeah,
Okay,
no doubt, no doubt. But the thing
yeah,
about it
we're gonna play Sims and Precious. But what about at the guard?
right, yeah, that's what I'm. And what I was gonna say to him is this, bro. Like, if OG is out, either Sims or Precious is gonna play, so the other guy is gonna be on the bench, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And if Brunson is out and you bring Deuce in, that means you're talking about running a 6-man rotation, and Jericho Sims is your 6-man all night. All night. That don't even make that don't make sense nowhere. That don't make sense nowhere. If Brunson is out and if OG is out, right? You're talking Brunson's replacement is gonna be Deuce, right? And OG Anunoby's replacement is gonna be either well, it won't be Sims, it'll be Precious, right? So even with that said, you only have 6 available bodies. We're saying that Jericho Sims is gonna be our 6th man. That's ridiculous, bro.
They're gonna suit up.
That makes 0 sense on any level.
Hey, well, Rick Bronson was a point guard. He played point guard for the Knicks. They're gonna suit him up. You can put on the Suns jersey. He's a Bronson.
Hey, Sherwin says Deuce is the backup point guard. Yeah, no, we know that, bro. But
we know that, yeah.
Yeah, but we keep saying the same thing over and over. If Brunson is out, Deuce is the starter. That's how we prefaced it. If Brunson and OG are out, you have to tap into that bench. No matter how much you dislike it or try to dissuade us, bro, Jericho Sims cannot be your 6th man.
And given how banged up he is out, neither can Alex Burke. But at this point, you don't got any other options.
What options?
Say that again. Have? Say that again, Matt. Say
that again. Yeah, man. If Brunson is out, remember Brunson came back into this game hobbled. He's not guaranteed to play game 3. If he plays game 3, he still may be limited. He was limited in game 2. When Brunson came back, he could not drive to Brunson was not the same player after he left the game and came back.
No, he wasn't.
He gave us just enough for us to win, but you could tell that man is probably right now at about 60% based on what we traditionally see from Jalen Brunson. So that puts us in a spot where if Brunson misses this game, if OG misses this game, now you're talking about tapping into depth that we already don't have by bringing Deuce and Precious in as starters. Now the only normal rotation guy that we generally see is Sims, right? And then maybe after that, Alec Burks. And if you don't like Alec Burks or Jericho Sims, we just have to deal with it. And then even with them, that's still only 7 players.
Yeah.
And who you put is 8? Toppin, Milton. It has to be one of those 2, and the latter is the better option.
Right.
I mean, bro, you may not like these cats for whatever reason, personal reason. They slapped they bought the last yoo-hoo that you wanted, or knocked your sandwich down, or and mess with one of your relatives or something. But bro, now
they spilled the nachos by the go-karts. Yeah.
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 But at this point, Tibbs has got to suck it up, pull his head out of his butt, and realize that if he has to sit Brunson, I mean, he's got to sit OG because of the hammy is a lot more severe than the foot. But if he's got to sit Brunson, he's got to go into that bench. The more he plays this team handicap, the more they're screwed.
Yeah, why not rest iHeart then if we're going to do that? Hartenstein. Let's be real, because his legs is really bad as is.
Well, his Achilles are worried about they warming him up the whole time, but you know, he's still able to go. But you know, he's been working with the training staff got that, but
no, but do you see what I'm saying?
Well, no, I see what you're saying. You can say that all you want, but he's able to get out there, and it's not killing us, like
Yeah.
the Brunson and OG. Those he hadn't missed any time, and he's able to still become effective. You look at what's going on, and I mean, granted, if was a fifth, we all be full, but you got to look at the fact that our heart is still effective, and they've been able to keep the treatment, and what they're doing is working.
Yeah. Yeah.
His isn't nowhere near, and he's vital. I mean, basically, bro, we out here robbing Peter to pay Paul what we doing with the lineup due to injuries. I mean, it is what it is. Who isn't dealing with injuries? It's just that the injuries we have are so they're more devastating because we've lost 2 starters. Possibly, we may have 4 starters out for this next game.
And
We don't know.
I was gonna
and you
say
say Sherman says if Brunson is out, Deuce is playing
Deuce is
48
playing.
minutes, Hart is playing 48 minutes. And so that's the whole point that we're making is do you double down on what has been injuring us, right? And quite frankly, traditionally, I think this answer is correct, right? In a traditional sense, if Brunson is out, Deuce is playing 48 minutes, Hart is playing 48 minutes. Traditionally, like this is what we believe. But Deuce McBride against Indiana has been playing like dog water.
Yeah.
And if
Okay.
you want 48 minutes of dog water from Deuce McBride? Now, I'm in the mindset that I think Deuce will turn it around if he plays 40 or so minutes. But it's not guaranteed. And if you're not guaranteed to get quality NBA play, you got to try something else.
What I'm trying to say is with Hartenstein, this is his second 30-plus game, and he's played well. But we still don't know what's going to happen with him. Same thing with OG. OG was playing well until he just couldn't do it anymore. I'm just saying, can we at least find a way to get him less minutes if we're going to rest Brunson or if Brunson's out? I'm asking for that because him playing 2 back-to-back 30 games with his Achilles, that should be a big question.
No, we said that already, though, dog.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
We already talked about that.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's how I was looking at it. That's why I said, are we going to rest him in? That's what I was asking you earlier.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
we said that when you first got here, though. We already talked. Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Sorry, my fault.
Yeah. So the thing is, or my thing is, I think it's up to Deuce McBride how Deuce looks in the starting role.
Exactly.
Right. So if Deuce continues to get roasted by the Indiana backcourt, then you gotta try something else. Right? You gotta try something else. Right? And like Wiz said last night, this just may be a bad matchup for Deuce. Indiana is just a bad matchup for Deuce, probably. So if it is, you have to consider some type of alternative, some type of veteran.
And that would be Shake.
Yeah.
If not him, then
They did one whole, like, okay. It's a catch-22 any way you look at it because you're going to need to move someone else up because even if you don't use Shake and you just stick to Dante and you use Hart and you then try to use Toppin at the small forward, that's still going to give you some type of difficulty. So either way, you still got to extend your bench. I don't think he's going to use Shake or anybody up there. I think he might use Toppin just because of the size and to see if he could use that as a mission.
Oh boy, don't say that name. Don't say that name. Don't say that name, Bob.
What?
Sherman gonna come from you. That's a name, boy, right now. Sherman head spinning around. He's spitting out fire flames out his eyes. Don't say that name.
I'm just saying just because he's got to cover the small forward position. So that's what I see. If McBride gets burnt like that, I think that's what's gonna end up happening. But everybody has their one player that beats them. Look at how Jokic beats up on AD, and Jokic is the MVP. So it's like you have those guys that you will take advantage of because if you look in the 76ers, he was doing well defensively and offensively. He didn't have this much of a problem. Now we see his woes to where when we get to the next, after we win this series and we get to the next series, we can make the adjustments because the defense is on the second team. I mean, not the second team. The second half was perfect with the adjustments as far as defense and rebounding.
Well, a lot of it too. A lot of the thing, like I said, it's the injuries right now, man. And so we can only speculate. Only Tibbs knows what he gonna pull out his bag. I mean, hey, Sherwin, you may get what you want.
Yeah.
You on Long Island Sound, y'all may get what you want. 48 minutes of both of them, or you may get what you want. Really hate to see them see somebody else step on the court for a couple of minutes. Because let's keep it a buck. We've seen Tibbs throw a cat out there for like a minute or two just to give somebody a chance to catch the breath and then put them right back in. So
Mhm.
you got to use. I mean, like I said, you may have to use the bench. You may go deeper in the bench than anybody ever seen or more uncomfortable. This is the playoffs, man. This is where anything can happen. You got, and granted, hey, practice players is a body. You got this body to give somebody a chance to catch the breath. You may have to pull Deuce off the court just for a minute to holler at him, give him some extra instruction, to point something out, and then put him back in. So anything can happen. It's not like we want. I mean, bottom line, everybody wants the same thing. They want to win. You may not agree on how it goes, but bottom line, you want to win. Yeah. And this is something we haven't been in. One thing is regardless, nobody's gonna like what everybody got to say. You can find some valid points and everything what they're saying, but we'll see.
Mhm. I'm listening to you. Like I said, I jumped in mad late. I thought he was gonna rock it like 15 minutes ago. I didn't know he was rocking the whole day till late. Woke up late, but like I said, the injuries. Yeah, he's gonna have to go to the bench. I still believe though that this team. What I meant by the second half was we relied on less people and still were more effective with everything. Even
Yeah,
though Brunson still looked hobbled, he still was doing his thing. But I'm gonna keep saying it was Dante when they were running back in their second quarter and getting their lead. Dante was the one hitting the three, getting down low, getting steals. Like he, even though he stopped the healing, like he slowed down the bleeding to where when Brunson came back, we were good. So him getting 28 points is like that's dope because that's back to back 25-point games. Plus he's also helping out in defense as well. Even though Hallie got better early, what I noticed is like last game I was saying it. I was surprised that we were sticking to the switches. Like we would get a screen and roll for Hallie, and we would normally like not collapse, but we would find a way to get back to it. Like we'll fight through the screen, or we'll do a delay read and react. Like I like to say, meaning basically they get back to picking up to their man as opposed to sagging off. Early in the first quarter, you saw them delaying getting reached. That's when Hallie was going to the basket and scoring a lot. Was when Dante wasn't on him because he stayed on the man that gave him the screen, as opposed to picking up back Hallie. Like that wasn't that for some reason we got away from. So that also contributes to them getting into their run. Then when you look at TJ, that's the same thing they were doing with McBride, but McBride was doing it last game. He stayed on his man as opposed to coming back to his man. He stayed on the screen and was getting burnt a lot. And when he had the spacing, he just would jump back and give him the spacing as opposed to stopping and stepping in front of him.
yeah,
So that as well as also like I noticed that McBride Dante was the only one splitting the screens. Like we would get a pick and roll. I don't see Brunson doing that anymore. Like he used to be able to take a high screen, then split the defense and leave those two guys behind him to where we would have the trail defender coming back. Like remember earlier, he would be dribbling, split the D, and Hartenstein would be right there in the corner. And he could just turn around and hit him because both defenders would be coming. Like those type of plays he doesn't do anymore. That's why I'm like, what? Those plays still we could still use, but for some reason we're not. No one's really splitting the defense when it comes to the pick and rolls. No one's actually. It looks too settled. So for me, I think that we need to actually not pick up the pace, but we got to find our tempo without Brunson and without OG this next game. Like we got to find a way to stay consistent with Dante. McBride needs to get back to scoring like he did earlier with the Sixers series. But
it's,
like I
it's,
said, I'm
it's,
gonna
it's
keep rambling. So go ahead, grab the floor.
oh no, I'm just letting you go. I'm just saying, everybody, the whole thing is I mean, it seems like it's a lot of panicking going on. I mean, hell, it is what it is, bro. You're gonna go out there, the rubber meets the road, and this is where you adapt and overcome. Basically, all it is. Injuries happen, you know. And your idea, like I said, I'm not gonna, this is something that's just way out in left field. I'm not gonna disrespect anybody else's view on it. Hey, that's the way they see it. And like I said before, I give a damn if you care. Well, you like what I got to say. Hey, that's just what it is. My feelings ain't gonna be hurt. I don't know you. You don't know me. We on here. If you don't like what I got to say, then hey, you cut the shit off. Anywho, that being said, um, look, Tibbs is the coach, and he's gonna do what he's gonna do. You know, you can come up with thousands of scenarios, and you still won't have the idea what Tibbs gonna do. You know, Tibbs may double down and play everybody, all these other guys, or he may reach into the bench and pull somebody out. You know, it's just then too. It's also a game of matchups as well. And for Deuce, unfortunately, it's starting to look. I don't think it's um, just a bad matchup. If some of us got to do with experience, he's got more experience when he got a chance to play more. He's not the same player he started out. So we've seen that. It's just that right now, it's just, you know, regardless, when you're talking about him going at with McConnell is a pest. He's one of those players that's a pest, period. He gets in the paint. He does things. I mean, he got off the bench and got 9 assists right off the bat. So, you know, so it's one of those things, you know. Like I said, I said before, my days of being upset about Tom Thibodeau and all this other stuff, is in Tibbs I trust. I'm done talking about that man's got us farther than we ever been in a long time. The only coach that got us to the second round before was Woody. So, like I said, Tibbs has lost. He's forgot more basketball than I ever would know. You know. And you know, top notch T. I gotta agree with you on that, man. I mean, look, it may not be what people want to see some cats out there. Look, I know we got some cats on the bench that fell out. If they fell out of a boat, couldn't hit water. But sometimes you got to get that body out there just to do what you got to do to get by. You know. And like I said, it nothing wrong with sacrificing. If you can sacrifice on the front end to win on the back end, you can lose the battle and still win the war. You know. I'm not looking at losing. But I'm damn sure ain't trying to. But if you know, you have to weigh all your options. Can Brunson go? We don't even know all the reports right now. This is all pure speculation.
What I was gonna say is even if you let McBride go, he needs to figure it out, because at this point, if we're asking McBride, who's been with the team, played more minutes than anyone on the bench, was impactful, did everything he did last playoff series, and then now has issues, how are we gonna expect anyone from the bench to step up to where it's a positive as far as them getting in just because they're doing minutes? That's why I said sometimes we're kind of stuck with what everyone's blaming Tibbs. Oh, but this is the hand he's dealt. It's like you know how to play poker. Sometimes you just keep getting the straight, but you know you want the straight flush, but you keep getting the straight, and you're like, dang, man, how many straights do I got to get before I get a straight flush? And you never get the actual straight flush. That's basically what happens here. We were doing well, boom, Mitchell's out. We were doing well, boom, OG's out. Maybe even now Brunson. Like, so he can only do but so much. But if we're asking McBride, the last 2 games we said, oh, he's not going to have a back-to-back game. He's not going to have issues like this. But he had the last 2 games, barely scored. We're going to expect him to do better with more minutes, but then ask guys to come off the bench to actually expect them to be impactful. I don't think that's fair to ask, because if he's struggling, what do you think? And he's supposed to be the better of all of them outside of Mitchell, because Mitchell at least gives you rebounds and defense. So for me, it's like, that's why I'm like, it's gonna hurt you outside of Sims. And yeah, Unc is right about having the 6 man as Sims, but at this point, are you really gonna trust Shake? Are you really gonna trust anybody else? Burks came in for 1 minute and held the ball for the whole minute and took the final shot and missed badly. Everybody, I know, I was like, what are you doing? At least get closer to the rim if you're gonna take the final shot.
Hey, he put him in for a minute, and that was giving somebody a little extra time. It's also his strategy. You seen him put in a play at somebody like, what are you putting them in for? Give somebody a little extra time, especially when it's going into the half. Give them a little extra time to go back, start getting early treatment or whatever else. So it's all strategy to it as well. So, granted, you may not like it, but guess what? We like to talk about it because this is what we talk about. But has anybody ever coached on a level like that? I'll wait. I
I'm
damn
not
sure. I bet I
disagreeing
haven't.
with. I'm not disagreeing with putting him in. What I'm disagreeing is trusting him for that 1 minute to where he took the shot. Cool, make it. Like this is what I'm saying. You pulled up so early to where when the ball hit the backboard, you heard it go beep. That's when you heard the alarm go off. Like it wasn't. You had plenty of time to take a much better shot. So yeah, if Tibbs puts you in for that 1 minute and they're gonna take the time off the clock and slow it down, make a better shot. Get to the line. Get at least Precious did it last game where he got fouled and he missed one free throw, but at least he was there. Like that to me, if you're gonna come off the bench and contribute, makes much better sense than to dribble out the clock and just pull up a shot that you could have made much better by attacking the rack or actually because you was wide open in the air, no one was near you, and you just hit off the backboard and miss. Like actually make the shot. Because even if it is for a minute, we could be like, all right, he came in, hit a shot, did what he did, and he's good. But you just come in, dribble out the clock, and then just pull up and then just miss like that. To me, that just makes it look bad.
No, I mean it could have been a bonehead. That's a bonehead. It sounds like a bonehead play, and I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember that play because I was on the road. Um,
It was the
I
last
I
minute
want to
of the
leave.
second quarter.
Yeah, did I catch that? No, I was on my way out. I was on my way out the office, so I had to put it in. I had to listen to a lot of stuff in the car, so I didn't see that play out. So I can't speak on that. So I didn't see it. So I ain't gonna say jack about that because I didn't see it.
hmm It's fun. I'm just saying because it's you literally when you look at the play, you see him dribbling and everyone's giving him the spacing. He goes into his spot, then does a step back fadeaway, and there's nobody in front of him. And then you're like, wow, you just missed the shot. Like, how do you miss the shot? And I'm not saying that you're supposed to make every shot you jump in, but for me, get closer to the
But I
rack, do a
mean,
lot better. Because for me, that's what Dante's been doing. Dante's been using his three not as often as I thought he would be. Like sitting there setting up being a 3-point shooter. He's more attacking the rim. Then he hits the shot when he needs to. Like it's pretty crazy how Dante's switching it up. So for me, I'm like, I don't know why Burke can't at least get to the foul line or get to the actual basket or make the basket.
well, I can't say so. I didn't see it to say anything else about it when it came to that because, like I said, I was fighting with traffic trying to get to the house to watch the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's
But like I said, right now, man, it seems like a lot of people pushing panic buttons and ready to. I mean, I noticed that a lot with checking out chats. You always got people ready to jump out to build out the window and fall out, and oh, it's the end of the world. But we hadn't even done anything yet. Reports haven't come out. So how about we just be patient, wait and see. That's all you can do right now. Is wait and see. Uh, you speculate, like I said, about what could possibly happen. Only person that really knows how he's gonna work is really gonna be Tiz. We can kind of spitball it, you know. We do know Deuce is gonna get a lot of time. Period. We do know. Um, I mean, if Bronson, like I said, if was a flip, we all be full. But if Bronson and OG can't go, which I do believe Bronson will go. OG, that hamstring is a whole nother animal. Hamstrings are no joke. You may see more. We get to see more Precious. And you'll see more Precious. Hart is gonna be pulling 40 something minutes. Period.
it's crazy. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just for me. It's like I know it's a catch-22 because, like I said earlier, if we're asking McBride to do what he's been doing the previous series, which is score, be effective on defense, he's having a hard time with T.J. McCollum.
But
And we know
I'll
how
tell you this.
Nesmith is. We know how Johnson is. We know how all their young guys are. And we have to use our starting five, or at least, we had to use Mitchell, and we had to use our top guys to slow them down. When we
Well,
bring in these guys on the bench, it's playoff time. It's like Unc been saying. You
playoffs
mess with
get
the
tight.
recipe now, or do you just keep going with what you're going with? So for me, it's like I said, Burks Shake, I don't know. That's up in the air. But I'm at least getting Sims and I'm at least doing Precious, at the very least.
Oh, well, no doubt, Precious.
And
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
I'm
try
all
to
for
find
Precious.
a way to. I'm gonna try to find a way to. Honestly, I know you guys again are gonna get mad at me, but there's a reason why I said rest Brunson, because that I know he got hurt and he needed the rest, but he looked totally different after that. Because if he was to play through all of that, it probably would have been worse. But like you said, let's not speculate. But right now, Hartenstein needs to rest up. 2 30-minute games. Let
I
him come off
mean,
the bench. Let him come off the bench and see how he's playing. Like, because the thing is if Sims get into foul trouble early, whether it's early or late, if Sims is playing the five, we're gonna need
I
him to
mean,
do it early.
that's like saying, that's almost like how everybody's complaining about Hart playing 48. I no, I'm still rolling with iHeart right off the rack. If he's ready to go, I'm rolling him right on out. Only way I would make moves if OG and JB can't go. Uh, seriously, that's the only way. That's the only way. If OG and Sam, I mean OG and JB can't go, that's the
Mm-hmm.
only way you're gonna see me rolling out somebody else. Other than that, if they can roll, hey, let's go get it. Hey, time to make the bacon, baby. We got to go get it. That's the only way. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if everybody got their own opinions and stuff about it. I see where Sherman was coming from. Him in Long Island, I understand where y'all coming from. I've been sitting at what they putting in the chat. Do I really want to go that deep in the bench with some cats? Because we got cats on the bench that I was sitting there saying like, they shouldn't go. If I was to pull one of those bench guys, those deeper in the bench, it'd be shake before I pull anybody. I pull anybody else. I know Burks in his shoulder, and then Sims. What was it Ivory 10 saying Sims is? Did he say Sims was hurt? Somebody else put in the chat that he's hit
Yeah, he
too.
said Sims is hurt, and they're saying I'm all over. He said Ivory said I'm all over the place. I didn't say that. I just simply said play what you know, but asking these guys to come off the bench to do more is a risk. That's what I'm saying. And like Soulfinger's been saying, Tibbs is gonna know what he's gonna do. All I'm saying is put perspective on it because we know Josh Hart can play his minutes. I'm saying rest Hartenstein because one, it's a game 3 in Indiana. I don't want to risk him getting hurt as well because
Who with
nobody saw
iHeart?
the
You, you talking?
nobody
But
saw OG getting hurt the way he did. So
or
for
that I mean,
me,
he pulled a hamstring. That could happen. Man, look, you can pull a hamstring getting off the couch, bro. Hell, I mean, that
yeah,
was
it's
pulling a hamstring is a fluke. Like I said, I just blew my Achilles, man. Tore my Achilles back in February on something simple. You would think, well, I was, it would happen when I, did a turnaround fadeaway or something. No, man, I'm just batting it and trotting towards took a step to go get a rebound. Just took a step and pow, flat tire. I'm down. So that can happen anyway. But
mm,
and I gotta agree with what Sherwin just put in here now about Miles Turner. He's not gonna bully Al Hart. Man, look, I would when Miles Turner sit down, I Hart sits down.
that's what
Because
I said.
yeah, that's what you're
That's
saying.
what I
But I would,
said.
you were saying you were worried about starting Sims over him. Man, no, I'm letting him roll.
No, it's because of the only concern with iHeart is the 30 minutes because this will be the third 30 minutes back to back. That's why I said maybe I would start Sims to get him some 5 minutes rest till then get him back on the
You
court.
get the rest
Because
you get the rest throughout the game, my man. Because
true, but like I said, I was just worried about him playing 30 minutes. That's why I said start Sims. But everything else I agree with. Of course, you're gonna start him. I said when Turner's on the court, use him because our offense runs well. Everything's good. I'm just saying as a possibility, how are we gonna rest, you know, 30 minutes of iHeart? We gotta do something. So for me, I'd rather do it early than do it later in the game. But good
I
point,
mean, you
Mr.
can do it in
Sophie.
you do it in the game, but I wouldn't start that. That's they already got the flow going. I'm
Yeah.
not. I live by that. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So the only concern I got right now until we get the reports on Brunson and OG, those are the main things. Because like I said, this team's been playing with injuries the whole season. And unless you have to, you dig deep in, you go deep into your bench. And granted, I'm pretty sure the Tibbs looking down there like, damn. There's some cats like,
Remember,
damn. Jacob Toppin is not ready to be out there on the floor. Granted, even when they put in, even if you give him time, he's gonna have to go through the school to get brought up the same way that Deuce did. Even though we knew right off the rip with Deuce when he came to the league, you saw what Deuce could do. You saw the things he could do, his defense and everything. He just wanted the offense to pick up with the defense. But a lot of cats that watched him in college said he can shoot, he can play. Well, Deuce came in and started handling his business. So Jacob Toppin was undrafted. No, I don't care about all that. But is he ready to get on the floor in a pressure cooker? Nope. But I mean, look, and he's not even dressed out. And I don't even, he's not even dressing out. So we don't even know who or what is going to happen. I'm looking at, possibly Burks and Shake are the only other two I can see really coming in. If one of those, if JB or OG isn't healthy to play, if they don't play him, well, I'd like to see that no, or you double down and you guys going to have to play through it. Just going to have to play 48 minutes. Josh Hart has been playing 48 minutes for how many games now?
I think it's the third one. About to be, that's the third one in a row. I know it's 42 or more because he did it in the 76 series. The last 3 games in there, he played 40 or more. I know he's been playing a lot. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how are we going to get those guys rested as well? So for me, I know he's going to have to use Precious. I know he's going to have to use Sims. But who else from that bench can you really trust? And for me, like I said, I'm not expecting them to come out and be impactful. I'm just expecting them to come out and be effective. Whoever else outside of those guys off the bench.
Really, the only thing I would expect out of anybody like that is just to be able to give the other person a chance to catch a minute or two.
Yeah.
Catch the breath for a minute or two, and then like, hey, you got to go back in and get it, dog. We down.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's just what I would see possibly happen. I mean, but I see cats minutes double down on these minutes. This is going to happen. You want to ride your horses. You want to ride that horse until that horse can't go no more. It's not the most popular thing, but guess what? It's the playoffs.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, these are the risks that I know it sounds easy, but it's very difficult. Like, do you continue to double down, or do you use the bench, knowing that your guys you're doubling down on are struggling with TJ McCullough, and then you bring someone in off the bench and they have one good game, then everyone, like, look at the Precious game. Everyone was like, "Oh, look at how Precious was on Embiid when he had the 3 blocks on him." But that was the only time we saw him ever do anything, and that was like his 5 minutes of fame. But again, if we have guys that are on the bench that are going to be that impactful to where they can come in for 5 minutes and keep the game close, or at least keep us in tune and not affect us to where it's turnover
you
after
talking about
turnover, we're good.
what other guys you talking about impactful to bring off the bench for 5 minutes? The others like the Toppins, the Burks, and stuff like that.
No, I'm just saying because based off of the practices,
okay.
like
I was just
based
trying to
on,
figure. I was trying to figure out because I was like, Jacob Toppin. Man, look, even I was playing NBA 2K, he wouldn't get 2 minutes. Nah. Okay, I'm tracking.
but that's what I'm saying. We don't need to have hopes like when they come in for that, let's say 3 minutes or 2 minutes. Like you're saying, whenever they come in, they're gonna have the same impact as Precious or how McBride was earlier in the 76ers. For me, it should just be, hey, whoever it is, they know what they're doing. Like, I think Toppin's is just gonna be there to give someone a breather for 2-3 minutes and basically try to cover whoever he's gonna be covering, either Naismith or maybe even his brother. But for the most part, I think that that's what they need to do because if you look at it in the third game, we're going to be in Indiana.
Yeah.
And if we look, we've won all of our home games.
Yeah. I mean, it's right now, I'm reveling in the fact that we won. And we in a still good position. This is gonna be it's gonna be nasty going forward. But I didn't expect it to be easy. Like you said. But it's the unknown.
I swear, people they do not hear anything I just said. I just simply said, don't expect us to use the bench if we go to it and have a guy impact like Precious or McBride. Just be like, okay, have an understanding that it's temporary. That's exactly what I'm saying. I ain't saying we can find gold in a nugget off the bench. I believe that Tibbs is going to run the right system, and what he needs to do is what he's going to find to do. So for me, I already know who our six is going to be. I don't know who the other two are going to be. But we do need to just be ready for whoever comes on. That's all I'm saying.
And again, this is all under the situation that should, if Tibbs benches Brunson tomorrow night, and he should. I mean, he definitely has to. We've already stressed he has to bench OG because of the hammy. That's a given. We can't get around that.
No, you don't have to. I mean, that's when you can see more Precious, you know. And it'd be a different thing. You may see Deuce out there for a whole 48, along with Hart, Precious, and then he may have to dust off Sims, you know. So if not, you know, it just depends on how it goes. And the only way you know, we'll see. But you know, if you're looking at how Tibbs gets down, I can see Cats playing some serious extended minutes, and just pray and hope that our Heart they don't get a fast one pulled on us, and they try to hit them with the foul, put our Heart in foul trouble to really jack us up.
Or
See, my thing is
Achilles.
I mean, the Achilles is something I always worry about, and I'm gonna just tell you. And after what Rick Carlisle did, trying to put pressure back on the refs. Now we'll know how it goes when they get those calls, because if our Heart get two BS early calls, then we already know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the main things. So I'm you know, I haven't had a problem with officiating this series. It's been, you know, it's been rather decent. I mean, come on, man. These cats, was it Freezy just showed earlier about how they were trying to undress Brunson on the court. So my whole thing is more, you know, I'm really, you know, I'm concerned about that. Even though Carlisle was crying, he did that for a reason, and try to put some but 7-8 missed calls. Man, that's tripped out, bro.
He had a whole list of how many calls that were missed.
Man, that's whack.
Like 20, he said like 28 or something amount of calls were missed, and he named them.
He put in he put in a complaint for 78 calls.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy because like I said, I don't know what's going on. At this point, it's just like no matter what we do, you're handicapped. You win the series with the injury, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Indiana was never a good team," but yet still they have to compete. Like I don't. Anyway, sorry, I was gonna go on a rant about injuries.
Yeah, man, we've been playing with injuries the whole time, so I'm not tripping about it.
That's the whole problem of the rant. It's like we've been dealing with this all season. Why is it an issue now?
Right. Hey, everybody, I gotta go. I gotta run. I gotta do something, man.
Go New York. Go New York.
Go handle that business.
Yeah. Gotta make the donut.
Have a good one, guys.
I hear you.
Let's see how tonight's game between Cleveland and Boston plays out. Just out of curiosity.
Yep. All right, everybody.
Peace. All right, be easy, fellas.